An I-team investigation found several people filed state bar complaints against a local county commissioner claiming they hired her as their lawyer, but she did no work on their cases.
And there's more. The State Bar Disciplinary Review Board recommended that Rockdale County Commissioner Sherri Washington be disbarred because of some of those complaints.
Well, senior I-team reporter Dale Russell is here now with the story. Dale?
Russ, these things happen like this sometimes. Our investigation began with just one complaint about Commissioner Washington from a woman in Covington, Georgia. But the more we looked, the more we found.
I'm real mad. I am furious mad. I want my money.
Tracy Belcher says she has good reason to be angry. In 2018, her parents, both diagnosed with Alzheimer's, began wandering their neighborhood.
So they was walking up and down the street around, the people's houses, which they didn't know no better.
Home health care workers filed a report with the Newton County Sheriff's Office saying the couple had dementia and were not fit to be left alone. So Tracy Belcher hired Sherri Washington, a lawyer who had successfully helped her on a previous legal matter.
We really are going to bed every night trying to figure this out.
That lawyer is also Rockdale County Commissioner Sherri Washington. Tracy Belcher wanted to become her parents' legal guardian. She paid Washington $3,000 to file the petition. What did you get for the $3,000?
I got nothing. Nothing. She didn't answer no phone calls, no nothing.
So Tracy Belcher sued Sherri Washington's law firm, and when the case came to court, Washington failed to appear, according to court records. A judge awarded Tracy $3,000. It was August 2021. To date, she says she filed a bar complaint, but hasn't seen a penny.
We don't have no money, and she's still sitting on the commission board, getting paid, and we out here suffering. I'm not understanding.
What do you say to Tracy Belcher?
I wish her well.
She says you took money from her and did no work. Ms. Washington, please. Our I-team investigation found Tracy Belcher is far from alone.
I was totally shocked at the case file. The size of it, the detail of it, I had no idea.
In 2017, Deshaun Mayweather hired Sherri Washington to handle her divorce. She says she had a strong case. Adultery. Her husband had fathered a child with his girlfriend and had taken nude photos and videos of Mayweather without her knowledge, according to a State Bar Disciplinary report. But there was one big problem. When the case came to trial, Sherri Washington didn't tell her client and didn't show up. Not once, but twice. Deshaun didn't know about the missed trial dates until she looked the case up at the courthouse. She discovered her attorney did not appear for trial. The judge denied Deshaun any spousal support or any of her husband's retirement savings and ordered her to pay his attorney fees, $5,000. What was your reaction?
I cried. I was in Fulton County Courthouse and I cried. It's very hard to believe. It was an open and shut case.
Deshaun ultimately sued Sherri Washington and won a judgment for $48,000 plus interest. To get paid, she had to garnish Washington's county commission salary. What do you say to these people who say that you took their money and did no work? But Mayweather wasn't done. She filed a State Bar of Georgia complaint against Sherri Washington. In the bar complaint, Washington's lawyer argued she missed those trial dates because she didn't receive emails through the court system and due to administrative staffing difficulties. We examined all 286 pages and found 2 more of Washington's clients filed bar complaints. The bar found Washington did nothing in one case and took no action in the other. In the case file, Sherri Washington said she did not have any record of the client paying her for legal work, and in the other case, she claimed she had a serious car accident and sustained a concussion that caused her failure to communicate. But that's not all. The file shows the State Bar earlier disciplined Washington 5 different times, dating back to 2011.
I don't want to say I'm furious. It's hurtful to think about the other people that's going through this. And I had no idea that there were others. My heart goes out to them.
After an exhaustive investigation, a state bar review board found Commissioner Washington failed to take any action to protect the interests of her clients, failed to appear in court, and failed to refund fees which were not earned. The recommendation? Disbarment. Are you going to fight the disbarment?
Wow. It's sad.
Sherri Washington refused to talk about the cases, so Deshaun Mayweather and Tracy Belcher gave the closing arguments.
Why should she get to sit on the commission board and get a salary but not pay the people that she took from?
What's the worst part of all of it?
Having to relive it and seeing business going on as usual, as if
She had two uncles
it never happened.
of law enforcement, but she also had an uncle that
Now, the State Bar's Disciplinary Review Board recommendation was filed with the state Supreme Court in March. There's a window for a written exception to the report to be filed. Then the court will issue its final judgment in the case. Russ, Courtney?
Yeah, it's surprising that she could remain in that position after what we heard from those two women.
Yeah, it's, you know, obviously that's two different issues. Her job as a professional as a lawyer and her job as a county commissioner. But I think a lot of people in the community didn't know about all these legal issues until tonight, hopefully. And we didn't know that there were so many cases in this file that the State Bar investigation turned up. You know, as I said, it started with Tracy Belcher talking to us and led to this.
Well, those women deserve an explanation, that's for sure.
I would like to see her give that to them, but we gave her the opportunity and you saw what she did.
Yeah. Dale, thanks.